So what I'll do now is bring some light into one of those old coaches that used the old 77 supports, and you see there's a resistor soldered to the light bulb, because it's not a light bulb, it's an LED, and they are only taking 22 volts. And if you use older transformers, it could easily happen that they would burn through. And therefore, I use this resistor. It's a 1.8 kilo ohm resistor to protect the LED lamps. And they are maintenance free. That's the advantage why I don't use regular light bulbs, although this is an old coach and it would fit there perfectly. So what I do is make use of two of those supports, and also pickup shoe has to be mounted, of course, but not on every coach, only on every third or so. And the reason is because we will have a cable that runs through the coach and runs out of the coach in the end, and we'll have contact to the next coach with the grommet, which we will weld to it. So in the next steps you will see how I do this. So soldering the cable ends is important, because this is the only portion of tin that is really being used. Only a few of it. This is the cable that will go down to the pickup shoe, and here's the cables that do the transport of the electricity through the whole coach. And here we go again. And also in the ends. And also this end. So that's basically what we need to do first. Then we can solder it to the resistors. You can prepare all that easily for lots of coaches at the same time. What I need next is shrinking hose that will avoid that this end will have contact to the roof. So I will put a shrinking hose on it. I'll shrink it later together with all the other shrinking hoses, but do not forget it. It's important. Otherwise, you may have some issues with this stuff. Actually, I forgot to solder also the cable that goes down to the pickup shoe. Let's do this quickly. Okay, just to avoid that these ends push through the shrinking hose, always cut them. So I decided to have the the pickup shoe on the side where the kitchen is in this dining car. And here we go. Shrinking hose is in position, and one cable goes down to the shrinking to this pickup shoe. There we go. Okay, here we go. And instead of using a plug, I will always solder it to the pickup shoe. I personally don't like that this could loosen by just running those cars, and therefore I will solder this as well. So I'm done with soldering it here. Take care that the cable has no contact to the wheel at any time, because the friction of the wheel could harm the cable, and therefore this could be an issue for some short circuit. For the cable ends as a contact to the other coach, the next coach, I use such things in here, so they are easy to get. These grommets I take out of the isolation, and then I put it in here. Need some tin on it, and then easily solder it. And I have two diameters of shrinking hoses. This is the smaller one, which just right fits on here, and the bigger one, the wider one that goes around the resistor. So all I need to do now is to heat it up, and I have a fan to do so. This fan is just from my wife, and it actually was for straightening her hair, and I found out that it is a perfect tool to do this job in here. So I go with it, and we'll heat it up. It goes quite quickly. Just warm it all around. And also this one. So take care not to heat up the windows too much, because the windows may harm, may suffer from the heat. So change directions, and then it works nicely. Well, now I have two female ends, and if I want to connect them, of course I need something to do so, and for that I use the standard pins that are made for this system. Pull it off and just pull it in here, and I can pull it off and again, so whenever I don't want to use it, I can also pull it off and just put that part in here, so it will not definitely disturb a lot, and it will not even get in contact with the metal parts of the coach. So I don't have the risk of producing a short circuit in case I'm not using the cable. So we see now how it works in real life. If I shut off the lights, then it looks a bit like this. And you see, if there's no interior in that coach, illumination with 2 lamps is quite okay. In case you have an interior, it will not suffice, so you will need more lamps or a different system. A good thing about using LEDs instead of light bulbs is that they start burning at a good brightness from the very beginning. So this is where the transformer really starts to give some electricity, and it's almost fine. And this would be a speed, a normal speed of going on the layout. And this is the full speed, and you see the difference is not that big. With electric light bulbs, it's very different. And this is if I change directions, and this is also safe with the LEDs because I made use of the resistors.